They say a man dies twice. First when his heart stops, and again when he can't get hard. But what if I told you that for millions of men over 60, the earliest red flag of failing health isn't forgetfulness or heart trouble, it's when your manhood starts feeling weak, stiff, or just won't cooperate. That peculiar squeezing pressure you sometimes notice down there, it's not your imagination. It's your blood vessels begging for attention. And if you brush it off, they don't just kill your sex drive, they slowly choke the life from your manhood from within. I'm Dr. Jack, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men regain confidence, improve circulation, and restore intimacy naturally. Today, I want to share something every man over 60 should know. What if I told you the secret to stronger erections, better blood flow, and a healthy, pain-free penis isn't found in pills or surgery, but in your kitchen? Most men blame aging, but the real culprit is much simpler to fix, and I'll prove it to you. In this video, I'll reveal the top 3 science-backed foods that prevent penile cramps, increase circulation, and help you feel strong again without medication. One works so fast you might notice a difference in days. Before we begin, if you're a man over 60 looking to enhance blood flow, strengthen erections, and reclaim your health naturally, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip made just for you. If this video resonates with you, comment 1. If not, comment 0 and tell me how I can help you better. All right, let's dive into the first food that could completely change how blood flows to your penis: beets. It might surprise you, but this simple root vegetable holds the key to unlocking firmer, longer-lasting erections by naturally increasing nitric oxide, your body's most important molecule for circulation. After 60, when blood vessels begin to stiffen and tighten, beets can make all the difference. Let me explain why. 1. Beets, the circulation charger. I never used to think something as simple as a beet could have anything to do with sexual health, but then I started noticing a pattern among my older patients. Men who had started including beets in their diet were reporting firmer erections, better stamina, and less of that tight, cramping sensation in the groin during arousal. It wasn't a coincidence. Beets are rich in natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, an essential compound that allows your blood vessels, especially in the penis, to relax and expand. This expansion is what lets blood flow fully into the erectile tissue. And when blood flows better, our nitric oxide production begins to drop dramatically. It's when many men start to notice changes they can't quite explain: slow arousal, weaker erections, even that uncomfortable tightening that feels almost like a cramp. It's not just old age, it's a warning sign that blood isn't reaching the tissue the way it used to. Beets help reverse that process. They act like a natural pump primer, softening blood vessels, energizing circulation, and ensuring the penis receives the blood it needs to function the way it did years ago. You don't need to overcomplicate it. A simple glass of beet juice in the morning, or even roasted beets added to a salad or dinner plate, can quietly begin repairing what time has taken away. It's not a miracle, it's just biology, giving your body the right support so it can do what it's supposed to do. And here's something even more fascinating. There's a fruit most men toss aside without realizing it contains a compound that works almost identically to prescription erection drugs, only it comes without the side effects. In fact, this next food could help calm the vascular spasms that cause that deep groin tightness during arousal. Let's talk about it next. 2. Watermelon, the blood flow booster. I'll be honest with you. For years, I thought watermelon was just a refreshing summer snack, something sweet to enjoy on a hot day. But I was wrong. The more I looked into the research, the more I realized this fruit, specifically the part most people throw away, holds an incredible secret for men over 60 struggling with weak erections and uncomfortable tightness during arousal. It all comes down to a powerful compound called citrulline, found in high concentrations in the white rind of watermelon. Most people toss that part aside, never realizing that citrulline is a natural vasodilator. In simpler terms, it helps your blood vessels open up, allowing blood to flow more freely, especially to the penis. After 60, those vessels tend to narrow or stiffen, making arousal feel forced, inconsistent, or even a little painful. Citrulline helps relax those vessels gently, reducing what I call penile blood flow cramping. It's not a sharp pain, but more of a dull tightness, a sign your body is struggling to circulate blood where it's needed most. Here's where it gets personal. A patient of mine in his late 60s told me he started blending the red and white parts of watermelon into a smoothie every morning. Within 2 weeks, he said he was waking up with stronger morning erections, and more importantly, without that uncomfortable tension he used to feel during intimacy. No pills, no tricks, just a change in what he put in his blender. Watermelon doesn't force anything. It supports your body's natural ability to regulate blood flow. It's gentle, powerful, and completely natural. If you're looking for a way to feel more confident in your own skin again, watermelon may just be your best friend. But there's one more food I want to share with you. It's not a fruit or vegetable. It's something small, often overlooked, but filled with the very minerals your penis depends on to stay strong and responsive. In fact, this last food may be the missing piece to your entire circulation puzzle. Let's talk about it next. 3. Pumpkin seeds, the erection mineral mine. If there's one food I wish more men over 60 knew about, it's pumpkin seeds. They're small, unassuming, and generally scooped out and thrown away without a second thought. But let me tell you, these little seeds are one of the most powerful tools in your corner when it comes to restoring healthy blood flow and shielding your erections. Pumpkin seeds are packed with 3 crucial nutrients that directly affect your ability to get and stay hard: magnesium, zinc, and arginine. Magnesium relaxes the blood vessels and stops the spasms that lead to that uncomfortable tightness some men feel during arousal, what I name penile cramping. Zinc, on the other hand, is vital for retaining testosterone levels, particularly as they naturally decline with age. And arginine? It's an amino acid that supports nitric oxide production, helping blood flow more freely into the penile tissue. I had a patient in his 70s, retired Air Force, disciplined and sharp. He came to me annoyed, not with his libido, but with the irregular tension he kept feeling in his groin during intimacy. No pain precisely, only a persistent pressure he couldn't shake. I counseled he begin eating a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds every day. Within 3 weeks, he informed me the tension had dwindled, his morning wood had returned, and most significantly, he felt like himself once more. Pumpkin seeds are so easy to add to your routine. Sprinkle them on oatmeal, toss them into a smoothie, or eat them plain as a snack. The effects might not be dramatic overnight, but over time, they construct a foundation for stronger, more steady blood flow. Now, if you've made it this far, you've already found out how to aid your circulation with real whole foods. But here's where it gets even better. When you integrate these 3 elements in the right manner, they create a compounding effect, a synergy that can jumpstart your erections faster than you might think. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to put it all together into one easy daily plan. Why these 3 foods work together. Keep watching. The flow trifecta. It's one thing to eat healthy foods now and then, but when you integrate the right foods, specifically ones that focus on the same system from different angles, you don't just get better outcomes, you get effects that multiply. It's exactly what occurs when you bring beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds together into your daily routine. They shape what I call the circulation trifecta, 3 natural powerhouses working in harmony to repair blood flow where it matters most. Beets get things started by boosting nitric oxide, opening up the blood vessels and laying the foundation for better blood flow. Watermelon, with its citrulline-rich rind, builds on that effect, soothing the tiny penile arteries and lowering those silent spasms that can steal your firmness. And pumpkin seeds? They're the fuel that keeps the whole system running, supplying the testosterone-building zinc, the muscle-relaxing magnesium, and the nitric oxide-supporting arginine your body desires to make all that blood flow actually do its job. It's like rebuilding a machine from the ground up. One supports another, and then that one amplifies the next. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even early 80s, who thought they were too far gone, flip things around within weeks just by being consistent with this easy dietary approach. And the best part? It doesn't require self-discipline. It doesn't require prescriptions, just a little intention and a bit of daily follow-through. Now you might be thinking how to actually use all of this. What's the best time of day to eat each food? Do you combine them together? Should you take anything with them to make them more effective? In the next segment, I'll walk you through a practical, easy-to-follow daily plan that brings everything together and helps you experience the difference, Not in months, but in only days. Let's get into it. 5. The number one mistake most men make after 60. If there's one thing I've discovered after decades of working with older men, it's this. Most men are searching for a quick fix, a magic pill, something to make the problem disappear without altering anything else. And I get it. When you're frustrated, when your body isn't responding the way it used to, it's tempting to reach for something that promises speedy results. But here's the fact. The number one mistake men over 60 make is relying on medicines to do what only real nourishment and circulation can repair. Tablets like Viagra or Cialis can force an erection, sure, but they don't solve the root problem. They don't fix the hardened, narrow vessels. They don't restore nitric oxide. They don't eliminate that deep strain or unusual tightness in your groin. All they do is push blood through a system that's already breaking down. And for many men, the side effects, headaches, nausea, heart stress, simply aren't worth it. Eyes packed with disappointment, telling me the pills worked less and less over time. I always tell them the identical thing. Your penis isn't broken. It's undernourished. It's waiting for you to help it from the inside out. That's what the right foods do. They don't trick your body, they rebuild it. The men who actually repair their function, their power, and their confidence aren't those chasing quick fixes. They're those who commit to the basics and follow through daily. They give their body what it needs and trust the process. Now that you know what foods to focus on and why, they only work if you make them a habit. And if you're wondering how to do that without overthinking it, don't worry. In the next part, I'll show you an easy 7-day action plan that ties everything together. It's easy to follow, doesn't require any fancy prep, and could very well be the start of your strongest chapter yet. Let's dive in. 6. Your 7-day action plan. Now that you know what these foods can do for your blood flow, your strength, and your erections, the real question becomes, how do you actually make this part of your daily life? I've worked with so many men over time who were motivated, who understood the science, who believed in the idea, but they didn't know how to begin, so they didn't. That's why I created this easy 7-day action plan. No guesswork, no complicated recipes, just straightforward steps that you can follow every single day to start feeling results, frequently in as little as 1 week. In the morning, begin with beet juice, just 1 small glass on an empty stomach. This kickstarts your nitric oxide production and wakes up your circulation. Mid-morning, blend a watermelon smoothie using both the red flesh and the white rind. It's where the citrulline lives. It's not only refreshing, but it helps open up the tiny blood vessels that support arousal and sensitivity. Sometime in the afternoon, grab a small handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just keep them on your kitchen counter or in your bag. These seeds are working behind the scenes, delivering the magnesium, zinc, and arginine your system needs to build strength, moving your body gently during the day, and taking a moment each morning to remind yourself that you're not just surviving, you're rebuilding. You're reclaiming control over something that matters, not just physically, but emotionally. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up continuously. Your body doesn't need magic. It needs rhythm, and this plan gives you just that. But we're not done yet, because while food lays the foundation, there's one final message I want to leave you with, a reminder about what this journey is really about and why it matters more now than ever. Stay with me. 7. Final doctor's message. There's something I want every man watching this to understand, mainly if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. You aren't broken, you aren't too old, and you haven't missed your chance. I've seen men who thought they'd reached the end of the road in their health, their confidence, even their relationships, completely transformed by making one powerful choice: to stop accepting decline as inevitable and to begin rebuilding from the inside out. We've talked about food, about blood flow, about erections and function, but really what this is all about is reclaiming a part of yourself that the world told you to forget. For many men, the lack of sexual vitality feels like a quiet, personal kind of grief. It doesn't get talked about, but it weighs heavy. And when you start to feel like you're disappearing, not just to your partner, but to yourself, it's when it's time to act, not out of fear, but out of respect for the man you still are. Your body is capable of renewal. Even now, even after all the years, all the wear and tear, all the moments you told yourself, maybe this is just the way it is now. It doesn't have to be. Your blood vessels, your tissue, your confidence, these things can come back to life. And it starts with something as simple as a decision: to nourish yourself, to move deliberately, and to trust that satisfaction, power, and connection are still yours to claim. So, as we move into the final thoughts, I want to leave you with one last message, not just about erections or circulation, but about what it means to be a man in this next chapter of life. Because if you think this is about food, you're only seeing the surface. The truth runs deeper, and I'm about to share.
This is where it begins.
Stay with me.
If you've made it this far, I want to thank you. Not only for watching, but for caring enough about yourself to stay present. That alone says something powerful about the kind of man you are. We've covered lots today. You've learned how beets can reignite nitric oxide and restore blood flow, how watermelon, especially the rind, can relax blood vessels and reduce that deep, uncomfortable groin strain, and how something as small as pumpkin seeds can quietly rebuild your strength with the minerals your body's been craving. Together, these foods don't just support your erections, they assist your identity as a man. They remind your body how to work the way it used to, and more importantly, they help you feel more like yourself once more. I've seen it time and time again. The return of morning wood, the quiet confidence in a man's voice, the smile that shows up after weeks of doubt. It's real, and it can happen for you too. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward with aim, with knowledge, and with tools that really work. There's no age limit on satisfaction, on connection, or on feeling alive in your body. And regardless of how many setbacks you have faced, today can still be the start of something better. So take what you have learned, try the plan, listen to your body, give yourself permission to feel good again, not just for an evening, but for the rest of your life. Because this isn't the end of the road, this is where it starts. You have still got time, strength, and power waiting to be reclaimed. Go take it back. If this video helped you or gave you even one helpful tip, please take a moment to like, share, and drop a comment underneath. I read them all. Your experience may just inspire another man to take charge of his health. And if you want to support this channel and help me keep making content for men over 60, think about chipping in with a small donation. Each little bit counts. Thank you for watching and for deciding to invest in yourself today.